It's a lot easier to get to Hidden Falls now, thanks to a very welcome addition to the Yacolt Burn trail system called the Appaloosa Trail. Starting at Rock Creek Horse Camp, this 4-mile trail climbs 1,300 feet and creates a magnificent little shortcut to one of the prettiest spots in this forest. This is the Appaloosa Trail and the Yacolt Burn, by the way, not the Appaloosa Trail down and Bend by the Sisters, just in case you were confused. Apparently, there used to be an Appaloosa Trail in the past that was then lost to time and tree harvesting, so this actually represents a restoration of an old route. Starting out at Rock Creek Horse Camp, the location of the trailhead gives away the primary user group who are going to be interested in using this trail, and that's equestrians. Be polite. Be courteous. The trail wastes no time getting nice and steep before it enters a blazing hot clear cut, and I sure hope we're going to be more committed to keeping this corridor open than what's been happening on the Bells Mountain Trail, because if this doesn't get weed whacked every year, it'll go completely feral. This is pretty typical Yacolt Burn stuff, where the trail will drop into a creek or wash, then painfully grind out of it. The surface is nice and rocky in a lot of places, which to me was kind of welcome as it added some interest to the experience of riding this trail. Part of the trail traverses an old road grade that was converted to single track before it meets up here with a piece of the old 1210 road. Turn left here and don't bother looking to the sides for the trail continuation, because this road grade is the trail and you'll be on it for about a mile. Just relax and pedal this until you get here to this new bridge that crosses over Coyote Creek. Years ago, I made a video about the Tarbell quarter loop that incorporates this 1210 road and utilizes this creek crossing. Well, now there's a new bridge here, and there's no reason to ride either the 1200 or the 1210 when you want to ride half of the Tarbell Trail. It's all fixed now. If you want to just do the northern half of the Tarbell system, this is the new correct way to do that. Soon after the bridge, the trail climbs a series of very steep switchbacks where I had to get off and push before it joins up with this old piece of road where you'll turn right. The road grade doesn't continue for too long, however, before the single track continues to the right as you're going up the hill. Numerous views open up on this piece of single track that traverses an old clear cut with nice views out to Silver Star Mountain, giving a preview of where you're headed. A lot of this clear cut is not too far from growing too tall for you to see the views, so enjoy it while you can. As of the writing of this review, the trail enters this stand of trees where it will remain tree covered for the rest of the ride, all the way to its junction with the Tarbell Trail. The trail is really well built up through here. I mean, as well as along the entire route. It's a good trail. This trail is precisely what you get when a good trail builder gets to put together a nice sustainable trail without us mountain bikers whining at them the whole time. That means that it is built for sustainability only, not flow at all. It isn't a bike trail, it's a trail bikes are allowed to ride. Think of it like that and don't complain. You'll keep waiting for the grade to mellow out, but it never really does. The trail just kind of feels like a relentless climb, just a very, very relentless, painful climb for this entire section, never letting you back off on the effort level. But the forest is pretty and the tread is nice, so it's really not so bad. Until the trail drops you here at the intersection with the Tarbell Trail. Hidden Falls is a couple of switchbacks to the right, and the continuation of the north end of the Tarbell Loop is to the left. Continue down to the right. Don't neglect to enjoy the waterfall. Hidden Falls is pretty cool. It's a waterfall. I found it. It's not hidden anymore. But seriously, it's worth the time to get here, and this makes the value of this trail obvious, as previously there was no reasonably short route to get to this waterfall that really made any sense. After going to the falls, you should proceed up the trail and continue on the Tarbell Loop, because for around 2,300 feet of climbing, you can bag all the magnificent descents from the top of Klutschman Butte all the way back down to the Rock Creek Horse Camp. And as far as descents go, it's not terrible. It was designed without bikes in mind, so there are almost no banked corners. Everything is a flat turn, and it requires a lot of skill to not do like power slides around every turn. Don't do power slides on the turns. Be careful, be very careful not to lock up your rear wheel on this descent. Also, this trail will likely be very, very popular with equestrians and hikers, so it's not a good place to really shred, so to speak. Once they're aware of this trail, they are going to be all over it, because it is like now this is the best way to get to Hidden Falls, which used to be very difficult to access. You need to descend this trail with care. It's not the greatest descent in the world, and for as steep and relentless as the climb to the top of this is, it's only marginally worth it. That being said, if you're shuttling to the top of Chinook, this trail is the new, better way to get back down to Rock Creek Campground, as it contains far less climbing than the Tarbell Trail on the way back to the car, plus it offers a change in scenery. Aside from the lack of climbing, it's very, very similar to the descent of the Tarbell Trail from Kluchman, which is why I argue that if you're starting from the bottom of this trail and you have the time, you're still far better served to just go up and around the mountain to return to the Rock Creek campground from that direction. It's a pretty fun loop. You won't regret it, I promise. So, what do you think of high course trails like this? Do you have a favorite trail to ride in the Yacolt Burn? Let me know in the comments what you think. Leave a comment about this video. Seriously, like I said, leave comments because I do read your comments. I enjoy reading your comments and responding to them. I'd like to thank all my Patreon supporters, especially my Loamy Goodness level sponsors, Damon Corey, Randy Relithford, and Ty Morgan Marbett, as well as my Hero Dirt level sponsors, Bryce Ulrich, Heather Van Valkenburg, Jason Moore, and Pedro Cantorini. Navigate to patreon.com to be included on this list of sponsors who like to support content like this. Now, get out there and go ride your bike.